Hello there, Pursuing Freedom friends and community. Thanks for tuning in today. I am so excited. I have a very old friend with us today and one of the OG guests of the Pursuing Freedom podcast. So if you have been listening for a long time, if you're one of the OG listeners, you may have heard episode number 9 with the interview with my friend Justin Knoll, who is one of the best people I know in the real estate space, an incredible leader. And he's doing something really innovative now in the current times of recording this in 2024. And I felt compelled to bring him back on the show to illuminate this innovative product and solution that Justin and his team are bringing to the real estate space, because it's really fun to see where the future of real estate is going with evolution of technology and solutions to improve the whole customer experience. So little backstory on Justin is that he's done everything from selling real estate to running a brokerage, leading teams. He's been local president of the board, state president, everything under the sun. And now he's developed an innovative solution to contract management that is eventually going to be a national solution, I believe. And I'm really excited for him to tell us about it. So with no further ado, Justin, if you could just share a little bit about your backstory in the real estate space and what brought you to feel inspired and compelled to create this solution, and then we'll kind of dig our teeth into what it is exactly that you're doing here with Get in Contract.
Thank you, number one, for having me. It's a reminder every time I see you, there's a feeling, and it's just of calm and success and the right direction, and it's awesome to see. So thank you for including me, and I'm just so proud and happy for you and all you're doing. So so I've done everything in real estate. I'm a 4th generation realtor. This is all I've ever done. This is the mob. I can't get out of it. So like you said, I've done everything from sales to management to leadership and everywhere in between. In my time there, I think what's happened for me is I got a little bit bored with some of this, having grown up in it, and found new paths that were interesting to me. So when I came out of kind of running brokerages and leadership stuff on the association side, I really started to see a different picture, a different view, if you will, of what was happening around us. And that's on the technology side. Now, for those of you that are watching and know me, I'm the least tech person you know. Like, this is my phone, and I struggle and fight every day. My laptop is usually a Frisbee. But I took the approach of, I can no longer act in this format. I have to shift my mindset to get around it, because it's not going away, and it's only going to be more of a benefit for all of us, consumers especially. And so I met some folks that had the same philosophies on where we were, and we saw some massive needs for change on the tech side, especially when it comes to transacting from the initial contract all the way through to closing. There's a lot of holes in that technology. The current platform is not up to today's snuff. We can absolutely do better. It's going away in its current form, and so we see opportunity there. But even if it was staying, I see an opportunity to do it differently and do it better. What shifted for me in my mindset, Aaron, is that I view everything from the consumer perspective now. Not everything, but I try and view everything through the lens of the consumer. And if there's anything in the world of real estate that I think is going to change going forward, it's that the consumer is going to have more say than ever, and probably more say than the industry in how we go forward. And I think that's probably a good thing. You've seen that happen in lawsuits. You've seen it happen in, settlements and all kinds of stuff that's made headlines. But it's time we put the consumer, who is driving everything, in that front seat with us, and really pay homage to their experience, and the user experience and security and accuracy that we go forth with needs to improve. And that's really what we're doing here.
I just want to touch upon something you shared, because I think it's really important, and I don't think people talk about it enough in this industry, is the reality of boredom followed by the shifting of mindset of looking for new solutions or new things to apply yourself to. Because so many people that have been around the block for a long time will admit that it's not any shortage of knowing what to do to thrive in this business. It's a shortage of motivation, or let's say more importantly, enthusiasm. I work with a lot of people that kind of lose their spark, and they beat themselves up for having done so. But the reality is, in every other industry, we start out learning and being challenged and being excited, and then inevitably we get better, and eventually we achieve mastery. And usually that will lead to some kind of promotion. And in that promotion, we often graduate from other responsibilities that we have become accustomed to doing, even though we're very good at those things. And that's what's so interesting about watching your journey unfold, is that you've never allowed yourself to stagnate, and you've always been on the leading edge of this personal and professional development to what's next, and how can I take what I've learned and what I'm a witness to, and then apply it to a level of contribution at a higher level. And that's what inspires me so much. So let's talk a little bit about this solution in general. Like, what is it that you're looking to bring to the marketplace, and how's it going to change the experience of contract management as well as the customer experience overall?
So a couple of things there. One, from the professional standpoint, right? So when I was the board chair, whether it be on the local or state side, I would travel around and I would talk to our members, right? The everyday ham and egg grinding realtor out there this is putting every ounce of their soul into this. And what I heard back 9 times out of 10, the number one need that our realtor community had, or our agent community had, was more professionalism, right? Higher standards, more professionalism. And I thought, okay, well, you can't mandate that, right? I can go back to the Real Estate Commission or DORA and say, hey, let's legislate for more continuing education. Let's raise the bar for entry into our industry. I mean, it's still shocking, and no disrespect to any industry, but an esthetician goes through a hell of a lot more training than we do for transacting the largest deal of somebody's life in many cases. So that wasn't feasible to say, well, let's just be more educated, right? How can we use technology to help professionalism itself? How can we raise that standard by offering more accurate data services, right? So what we're doing is taking the most accurate, freshest data from MLSs, assessors' offices, recordings, anywhere that we can find the freshest, most accurate data, we are populating our contracts with. And so what our contract program does differently is there's some programs that are just what's called a PDF overlay, right? They just take a contract, a sheet of paper, and say, here it is. You can fill out some of the boxes, but those boxes don't talk to each other, right? There's no conversation between the boxes. For instance, if you've got you do an agency agreement, right? You have an agency agreement with a new client. We can take the information from the agency agreement and populate that into the contract. So the two talk to each other, and every single field, every blank in every contract in Colorado, we've set value for, meaning it can talk or gain data from one point. That ensures most accurate data and information that we can. So number one, we see that as raising the professional bar, right? Is fresher, more accurate data. Number two is, let's create a program where not anybody can sign any signature box anywhere at any time. So the number one lawsuit that we see in our state is multiple signatures or sellers or buyers signing in the wrong spot because the software allows them to. It's 2024. That shouldn't be the case. So what we've done is the buyer can only sign in the buyer spot. The seller can only sign in the seller spot. It's very easy to follow. And that puts us in a position of not clogging up courts, not clogging up mediations and arbitrations over things that could have easily been fixed. So number one, we're more accurate. Number two, we're more secure, right? We've got a much better user experience. What I've learned through this whole tech journey and being a startup over the last 3 years is that I'm not competing with Johnny's software provider next door who's doing something similar. I'm competing as a co-founder and as a creator of this with Uber Eats, right? I'm competing with all of the things that our consumers, my kids, your kids, are doing online. That's their user experience now. So if we stay stuck in the past and we're not bringing ourselves up to speed with how the consumer is used to transacting, whether it be dinner, a car, or a house, the experience should be high level, and it should be something that they're into and excited about. And that's something we've never had. This is that. This makes it a much cleaner experience and much easier to follow. Actually gives them a seat at the table. The consumer themselves will have access to their own account. They can use our software to upload any documents that they've ever had with their house. They bought a new refrigerator, put that invoice in there, put that warranty in there, right? Let's carry that forward to the next transaction, which gains more confidence as we go through for the next buyer and for that seller selling their house, right? Let's flood this place with knowledge and updated data That's just going to make everybody a lot better consumer right now. And so those are the things that we're really keyed in on. It's also mobile friendly, which is great. That doesn't often happen in real estate software. So it's pretty awesome. We're very excited about it, and I could go on and on. But those are some of the basis of what we feel, why we're doing this, and why it's going to change things.
I have to say, as a consumer who just closed on the sale of one of our short-term rentals,
Yeah.
I could not agree more with the need for professionalism to level up. First of all, I was working with an agent who had been in the business a very long time, and she actually sent me contract documents that needed to be printed out and manually completed and signed. And I asked her, could you not send me at least a fillable PDF for the seller's disclosure? I mean, so that I can just check the boxes, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then type it in. And it was so clunky and antiquated. I was shocked and so kind of appalled because I was on the road and I didn't have access to a printer. And I'm thinking, it is 2024. This is insane. And the other thing you talked about with the professionalism is that in that analogy about the training that's required and things like that is we talk a lot about how wild it is the way that so many real estate professionals navigate their professional life without any real plan or systems, which creates so much room for error because so many real estate professionals are frankly running on fumes with no real approach to how to effectively execute on, like you said, one of the most expensive financial decisions of someone's year or maybe even their life. And we also talk about how can you imagine if you were getting operated on, you're in surgery and your surgeon is just like, oh, wait, real quick, let me check this email real quick. Let me just respond to that text. Let me just take this call. Let me just like,
Yeah.
we do need to level up the professionalism because this is a major decision that people are making and having room for error because people are distracted, spread thin, disorganized, overwhelmed, exhausted is, like you said, creating this domino effect of major problems at the legal level. So I love that you're coming in, seeing all this and addressing it with a solution. One of the questions I have for you is just out of curiosity, is this something where the contract software can sync also with an agent's CRM?
Oh, welcome to 2024. This is called Open API, right? So it's integrations where technology can speak and work with each other. It seems like a very simple concept today, but in our current software does not allow for any interaction with any other. It's a closed garden, right? It's a closed garden. There's nothing you can do. No data can come in or out. There's no communication. So 100%, I would never build something today that would not be open and available to working with anything else, whether it be the agent's everyday CRM or the brokerage's back end administrative and compliance software. Absolutely, we must be in an environment where technologies can speak to each other, and that it only increases the user experience and the accuracy of the data itself. So yeah, we are fully integratable. It takes a little bit of work. As long as the other technology on the other side is open for it, we're open for it as well. So it's nice.
So good. I mean, we had a technology a CRM that we rolled out in 2018 on the loan side, and it was pretty robust and frankly overwhelming because, like you, tech is not my friend. And I had to program it so that it would operate the way I wanted it to, and so that the language in the automations of emails and things like that would be sounding like me. And it was this clunky process of getting it set up. But once it was done, it did sync with our loan software. And then what was beautiful about it is that as the years went on, anytime a repeat client would come to us to work with us, now their contact would be populating with all of the loans they had done with us in the past. So it was very easy for us to go into our CRM and literally pull up all of the loan data to see what was the rate, what was the occupancy, what was the type of loan, and do they benefit from this, that, or the other, and just help us stay informed. Because the crazy thing is that a couple of years goes by and you don't remember the details of that transaction. And so if you can have a place where everything communicates and lives under one roof, you're just going to show up as, like we talked about, more professional, because I can easily then say to the client, last time we worked together, I remember you had an interest rate of X, or I remember that you guys bought in this neighborhood and at the time you only had one child, now you have three, so no wonder you want to upsize, and everything's living right there, all the details. And anytime the clients ever needed anything, we didn't have to go digging through
That's right.
old files on a computer we had replaced and we forgot to back everything up. Like having it all live somewhere in the cloud is also really powerful.
Yeah.
One of my questions I have for you, because I'm sure people are listening and thinking, this does sound cool. It sounds like, well, it's about time, right? I mean, how is it
Yeah.
2024? We don't have this yet.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for you to be bringing this to the marketplace. But let's be real, change is hard. Agents in particular can be like dinosaurs when it comes to affecting change. So I know this product has already been rolled out. You've got brokerages adopting it, getting everybody migrated over to it. Talk to us about the change process and how it's A, benefiting agents to do it, and B, how are you helping to navigate that transition?
Yeah, it is. Change in real estate is very hard. I mean, we are by nature very entrepreneurial. We say entrepreneurial, but we like the freedom to go do what we want. I think that's the attraction to a lot of this, and that can create some problems for people. So we're very well aware that getting people to change is a very, very difficult thing. Here's where we approach it, right? So our advisor board, I'll start with the advisor board. So we brought on 40 plus advisors from the entire community, not just realtors, but transaction coordinators, brokerage owners, lenders, title companies have all had a say in this, right? So the full ecosystem is represented. So if we can get not just us talking about the product, but others that are empowered and have their fingerprints on the product, they become somewhat of our sales force, right? They're out there talking about it. So how do we get people to change is not be the only one talking about it. Number one, right? Include a community that is in full belief with your culture, with your vision, where you're going and why. And we have that very clearly. The other reality is, look, this is like, it's a 100-degree day and we're all standing around a pool. There are going to be some that are going to cannonball in and go, I don't care what that initial shock feeling is. I'm in. I want to change my fit of being hot and 100 degrees, and this pool is here to fix it, right? There's going to be some that are going to go, okay, that guy jumped in or that gal's in and they look pretty comfortable there. Let me dip my toes in, right? So the number one is let's find the cannonballers. That's our advisors. Those are the people that embrace technology. I'm not going to try and convince anybody to use this. That's not what we're doing. We need to show them the value of what we have and then align our belief systems. And that's when we start getting people to actually take wholesale change, and which has happened already. So then we get the toe dippers, right? And they go, okay, well, this feels pretty good. How do I entice them once they dip the toe in to come a little bit further and go down a little bit more into the coolness, but understand that where I'm going is actually a benefit to me. So we make it easy. What we don't want to do is have people paying or using two different softwares at the same time for very long. So I will go ahead and give you 2-3 months free, whatever it needs for you to get comfortable migrating off of what is in place now. The reality is what we are all using today will no longer be an option for us next year. This is not a change because Justin has a cool product. This is change because that product's gone. It's going to be gone. That's the reality. It is coming. We want to be there as a soft landing place for people. So cannonball or dip your toes in, let's go. But we'll offer you free usage of this for a while. Heavy training, a lot of communication, a lot of videos we'll be posting on how to use, a lot of collaborations and efforts within the industry to get other people on board with us. And then those last adopters, look, my mom's been doing this 48 years. She's, not at the end of her career, but she could be if she wanted to, but she's just happy selling homes and doing her thing, and she's figured out her system, and that's just what it's going to be. I don't need her adopting over right now, or maybe not ever. I don't know. But we have to be very well aware of who our early adopters are and why they are early adopters, and just absolutely lean into them as much as humanly possible. I'm not here to get every user. I'm here to get the right users now. And over time, the product will bear out that it is the best product out there, and that's how we'll get more users. We budgeted for time and money on that. This is not a got to have the full market share or we lose. This is we know who we are and what we're doing and who our users are going to be for now.
So you mentioned the videos, and that leads me to my next question. So if people are intrigued, I'm sure that there's more questions that I haven't answered. And how do they get a hold of you, or the best place to learn more in general?
Yeah, so go to www.getincontract.com and you can sign up right there. If you type in early access 2024 into the code, that will give you the 60 days free right then and there. Early access 2024, all caps, and you'll get signed up there. So you'll be asked to create a profile. You'll be asked to enter a credit card. This just validates that you are an actual human. And the world of AI out there, we got to make sure. But you'll enter your credit card. We are not charging that. We will give you full notification on when we will start charging that, but you've got those 60 days to beat it up. Call me, text me, email me, hit us up on support or our live chat with any bugs that people find. That's really the first iteration of technology releases. This is the iPhone 1, right? When they released it, it didn't go to the full world right away. They soft landed this thing and got it in the hands of people that they knew would beat it up. And that's where we are today. So we're looking for those early adopters that go, let's go. I want to play with some technology. I want to find some bugs. I want to help kind of shape how this goes forward. That's who we're looking for today. So if that's you or you know somebody like that, or you're even on the fringe, just get in and start playing with it. By September, bugs will be worked out. We'll have full flow. All the videos of tutorials, training programs will be up and running. Everything will be there. So that'll be probably a little more palatable for some of those that aren't as tech friendly. But we say just get in now and beat it up and tell us what you think. That's where we are.
Okay, and for the toe dippers, if they want to have a conversation with someone before they cannonball, is that you?
Yes.
Is there somebody else?
100%. Call me, hit me up. You can put my info out here. We've got a full team. They're all local here. We have one engineer who's in North Carolina. Everybody else is here in Colorado. Our engineering team is all in the US, which is amazing. We move things very quickly and effectively. So yeah, we're all here. And then we're going to be doing trainings. We'd be happy to come in. What we're doing now is coming in and meeting with brokerage owners and their staff and giving them a full demo of the product, ingesting any of their brokerage documents that may be specific to their brokerage. We will take those on, map those out, add values to them, and then have them ready to go with signature lines and the whole thing. So we're just starting that conversation now. We're happy to talk pricing with brokerages, depending on what they're looking for, and if their agents pay, if they pay. We see kind of a cross section of everything out there. So call us for a demo. Let's get this going, and look for trainings coming up as well.
Beautiful. And if folks want to find you online, is the website the only place, or are you on LinkedIn? Are you active on Instagram? Is there anywhere else that they can sort of scope you out and stalk you a little?
Yeah. A couple of things. I'm the most boring social media person. So if you stalk me, it's going to be a very short investigation into what we're doing. I leave that to our team. So you can always find me at Justin Knoll. Just Google me, you'll find my stuff. But really, the Get In Contract company has social media channels all over, heavy on Instagram. You will see us on LinkedIn. Our team, our CEO is a West Point grad named Jim Perry. He is a prop tech veteran. He and his brother are geniuses. I love being in this room with these two guys. I am by far the dumbest one in the room, which is a great place to be. West Point grad with prop tech experience, has exited out of some other things, has ran national sales teams for some big real estate firms and some software stuff. So really cool. His brother Ben is our CTO. They're both here in Arvada. Great guys. Ben was the lead engineer for the mirror, the workout mirror, the Lululemon bought for $500 million. Yeah, he was the lead engineer that built that. So these guys are way good at this job and know exactly what's going on. So we are all very connected and want to talk directly to people. Even Ben, the CTO, wants to talk to people directly. It's what makes him a genius, is not his coding and all that skill. It's his ability to relay that to the end user and make it real and speak a language that we understand. Bring it on. Let's go. We want to be in your offices. We want to be in front of you. We want to do Zooms. We want all of that. Let's just go. That's our job right now, is just getting it out there to the masses.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for you, Justin, but I'm also really excited for the real estate community, because they need this. We need this. The consumers need this. The agents need this. The future of real estate needs this. And it's really amazing to see you bring this to the world. So congratulations. And I just can't wait to see this story unfold.
Here we go. We're so excited. Thank you so much. It's been the absolute pleasure of my career is doing this project. It's opened up so many things that I'm back in love with this stuff. It's fantastic. So
I love that. See that? The spark has been ignited again. Here we go. So thank you so much, Justin. And for all of you listening, thank you as always for tuning in. I appreciate your support here on the show, and make sure you're leaving that 5-star review wherever you're consuming this, because it helps us continue to attract amazing guests like Justin and get this content out to the world and get it found. I appreciate you. I love you, and I'll see you next time.